You'll never guess how I met the love of my life, in a hospital, wearing a paper gown, hooked to and for, and barely able to speak. But sometimes, love finds you when you're at your weakest. That's how Mia begins her story every time someone asks. And every time, her eyes light up like the first sunrise after a long storm. Mia was admitted to St. Anne's Medical Center one rainy evening in November. The cold had seeped into her bones, but it wasn't the weather that brought her there. It was the pain in her chest, the exhaustion, and the quiet panic that something wasn't right. At 27, she never imagined needing emergency care. She just started a new job in a new city, had no family nearby, and hadn't made any friends yet. The hospital bed felt even colder because of that. In the next room, Ethan, a 30-year-old trauma nurse, was nearing the end of a double shift. He had bags under his eyes and coffee breath, but he didn't complain. He'd seen worse. He had learned to carry the weight of other people's pain, though his own heart carried scars from years back, scars left behind by loss, heartbreak, and too many goodbyes. Mia was just another patient on the chart that night. Chest pain, fatigue, possible infection. Ethan walked into her room with routine steps and tired eyes. But what wasn't routine was the look on Mia's face, equal parts fear and calm, like someone holding it together for everyone else's sake. That caught his attention. "You're not from here, are you?" he asked gently as he adjusted the monitor. She shook her head. "Just moved. Thought a fresh start would help." "Fresh starts are overrated," he joked lightly, trying to ease the air. That was the first conversation. Brief. Casual. But something stayed with both of them. Over the next few days, Mia stayed in the hospital. What they thought was a simple infection turned out to be a rare autoimmune condition. Her body was attacking itself without clear reason. There was no cure, just treatment, monitoring, and lifestyle changes. It hit her hard. She wasn't the kind of person who liked help. She had always been independent. But now, she had to rely on strangers in scrubs. Ethan saw her every day during his shifts. He wasn't her assigned nurse, but he checked in. Brought her an extra blanket. Snuck in ginger tea on the third day when she said hospital coffee tasted like regret. They started talking about music, movies, their childhoods. She learned that he used to play guitar in a band before nursing school, and he learned that she once dreamed of opening a bookstore cafe. There was something unspoken between them. It wasn't dramatic or sudden. It grew slowly, like a sunrise, soft, quiet, undeniable. One night, Mia broke down. The weight of the diagnosis, the loneliness, the fear, it all crashed at once. She tried to hide her tears, but Ethan walked in for a quick check and saw her curled up, trying to breathe through it. He didn't say anything. Just sat by her side and held her hand. She whispered, "I'm scared." He replied, "Me too. Sometimes. But I've learned that being scared doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're human." It was the first time someone had sat with her like that in years. Not fixing, not advising. Just being there. After 2 weeks, Mia was discharged. Ethan walked her to the exit. The air outside felt different, sharper, real. She turned to him. "Thanks for everything. You don't have to thank me. But if you ever need someone to talk to, even outside hospital walls." He handed her a small note. His number. Weeks passed. They texted. Then called. Then met for coffee. That turned into walks in the park. Late night calls. Sharing secrets. Laughing too loud in diners. She told him about her flares, the medications, the fears of being a burden. He listened, never flinched. He told her about his mom, who died of cancer when he was in nursing school, about the girl who left him when he was too broken to love. Mia didn't try to heal him. She just held the space for him. Love didn't come with fireworks. It came with quiet moments, her falling asleep on his shoulder during a movie, him learning to cook her favorite soup when she was sick, both of them realizing they were no longer afraid of the future when they were together. 1 year later, Ethan proposed in the hospital courtyard where they first met. Not with a grand speech. Just a simple, I know life is hard. But I want to face every hard day with you. Mia said yes. They didn't have a perfect life. There were hospital visits, medication side effects, long nights. But there was laughter. Support. Home-cooked meals. Dancing barefoot in the kitchen. And a kind of love that wasn't built on perfection but on presence. At the end of every video where Mia shares their story, she always ends with the same words. Sometimes, the worst chapter of your life becomes the beginning of your best one. I didn't go to the hospital to find love. I went there because I was falling apart. But maybe, just maybe, that's where the real healing began.